Hey there, Grumpy Old Fart here. For those of you who don't know, I started Grumpy Old Fart to express my political and social opinions and to say things that I felt needed to be said. Unfortunately, YouTube started giving me strikes. As a hedge against this happening, I have created backup YouTube channels, Grumpy Old Gamer and Grumpy Old Ufologist. I also created a channel called Grumpy Old Fart over on Rumble, a free speech alternative to YouTube. You can find all of my stuff there, including my political opinion and current events. The link to my Rumble channel, as well as links to let you order my books, are in the description of this video. If you enjoy my content, please like, subscribe, share, and comment. I welcome your comments, even if you disagree with me. Now, on with the video. Hey there, Grumpy Old Fart here. I do a series of videos here called Technophobe, and it's because I do this because there's some technology we don't need. Before you watch this video, go and check out my other Technophobe videos, especially the ones on synthetic biology, cloning, xenobots, and dish brain. I read an article the other day, and this is just freaking ridiculous. And then I saw a discussion. Well, I'll just start with the video. Years ago, I was watching a stand-up comedian named Carlos Mencia. He made a good point when he said, quote, "Women need men because in order to have a baby, women need men to shoot their cum into the woman's vagina." Now, that's broadly paraphrasing, and of course, you know, Carlos Mencia made it funny somehow, but he was talking about feminism. But that is absolutely true. In order to make a baby, men and women have to have sex. Women need men in order to procreate. Period. Now, just the other day, I saw a discussion between a man and a woman. It was some sort of an interview. The woman was making the point that women will no longer need men when the researchers perfect, quote, synthetic sperm. I was horrified. Imagine a woman being impregnated by a substance created in a laboratory. We're not talking about artificial insemination where human sperm is used to impregnate a wife, you know, when they're having problems making a baby, or where a sperm donor is used to give a woman a baby. That's not what we're talking about. That is totally different. What we're talking about here is a scientist in a lab mixing inert chemicals together and then using these chemicals to impregnate a human woman. That is just freaking sick. How is this wrong? Let me count the ways. First off, the offspring will not be completely human. A woman will be raising, well, we can't really call it a child, can we? I mean, she will give birth to it and it will be an infant, but an infant what? The father is not human. Technically, it has no father. Not even an anonymous one. If you count the maternal gestation, it's at most half human. But even that is questionable. What kind of life form is it? Who knows? What do we even call it? Yeah, it's going to be an infant, a baby, whatever. But a baby what? You see what I'm saying? Secondly, is this synthetic sperm going to be used to produce superhuman offspring? Will the offspring be genetically engineered for some specific purpose? And if so, what? And will it have the right to refuse to cooperate in this function? I mean, since this infant is engineered to do X, will it have the right to do Y instead? Which brings me to the third way it is wrong. Since this offspring is not fully human, does it have human rights? Does it have civil rights? Do its rights supplant, exceed, or dwarf human rights? Who knows? Fourth, in perfecting this synthetic sperm, they will have to eventually conduct field tests. What happens to the women this new crap is tested on? What happens if it hurts them or kills them? What happens to the offspring when the offspring doesn't come out right? What are they going to do with it? Maybe it's deformed or inviable in some way. Who takes responsibility for it? What is to be done with it? Will it be terminated? Will it be dissected and studied? Will we even be told about their existence? And this is just what I could think of off the top of my head. There's got to be more questions than that. I'm not even going into the religious or moral or philosophical questions. Synthetic sperm brings us into a realm of science that no human was ever meant to go. This is so far out of our zone, for lack of a better term, regardless of if we can do it or not. Excuse me. If a woman cannot conceive with normal sperm, maybe she should take the hint. If a woman hates men to the point where she's considering utilizing this synthetic sperm to conceive, maybe instead of a fertility doctor, she needs to be seeing a mental health specialist. Because that's how humans procreate, men and women. That's how it's designed. When our society gets to the point that half of our population is no longer necessary, which is the purpose behind this sick and twisted research, will that half then be stigmatized? Will men be ostracized or sent to work camps? Will we all be simply euthanized? Where does this head? No matter how I work it out in my mind, synthetic sperm leads to no good place. There is no place where this technology goes that is good. Now, I'm good with artificial insemination. A woman is having problems conceiving. They use artificial insemination or some other kind of in vitro fertilization, whatever you want, whatever the situation, and they allow that woman to have a baby. Amen. That's awesome. Science like that I can get behind. I'm not okay with cloning. I can if you're cloning specific body parts, like somebody needs a new liver, and they take the DNA and they grow a new liver for this person, I'm okay with that. But growing an entirely new person from somebody else's DNA, I don't like that. Synthetic robots, I'm not good with. Artificial beings, I'm not good with. This synthetic sperm falls in that realm because what you're creating is not fully human. Lord knows what it is. And again, if they're doing this with specific engineering specific outcomes, in other words, that we want this child to be super smart or super strong or super fast or really tough or whatever, they're obviously doing it for a reason. Will that child then have the right to refuse to act in accordance with whatever they designed? If he's smart, he might say, well, I really don't want to work for you. Will he have the right to do that? Because if all we're doing is creating a servant race that has no rights to say no, gee, we fought a war to stop that, didn't we? Back in the 1860s. And the good guys won. We stopped slavery. Just saying. And I know this, I'm not trying to preach morals, but there are some lines science should not cross, and I think this is one of them. If you have other ideas or comments, please put them down there. I'll be glad to read them. I hope this finds everybody well. You folks have a good day. God bless one and all.